What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about TOSHI today. It is the 23rd day of November, and here we are at about 0.0004. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. 8 hours, 20 minutes left in the day. I want to look at the short-term stuff. We are pumping, which is nice, but most of this candle is a wick, so the implication here might be that we do see lower lows, or at the very least that we're not really ready to just blast off through the roof just yet, right? Maybe we're loading up, and then we're going to get ready to blast off some other day. That might happen, right? Actually, I want to look and see when TOSHI found its low. The last like basically every single time since its significant low, its macro low here from its all-time highs, since this low, what did the price do, right? When you found your low here, this was a higher low based off of this low. You basically moved sideways from September 2nd until September 16th, and then you had a pump. You moved up a little bit here at the end, but really from September 2nd to September 10th, you basically moved sideways for about a week, maybe a week and a half, and then you pumped. Okay. When you found your low here, you did pump rather immediately, so that's nice to see. Sometimes you do just get that V-shaped recovery. Here, you had a nice immediate pump, but then basically moved sideways for a week. Then you started to move up, right? Consolidation again at the lows. Okay. Here, we saw consolidation for a few days, but then we moved up. So that's nice. Typically, with TOSHI, we do see a little bit of consolidation, but sometimes we do get these V-shaped recoveries. So this could be, what we're doing here could be exactly like what we did back here, where you got the initial pump, and then you just kind of consolidate above it, above that low, and then you start to rally. That's kind of the thought. That was the initial thought that I had to begin with anyways, is that something like this, it could promote lower prices, and maybe we do see lower prices. We should be open-minded to that. We'll go over the case, the scenarios that could provide for lower prices, or maybe build out a case for this to be the low. But likely we don't just go straight up from here, right? Likely we do kind of consolidate, and then at a later date we'll build, right? We'll keep doing that, and there will be at some point, hopefully, a nice, fantastic, girthy candle like what we've seen in the moves past. Anyways, like here was your low. You consolidated for a little bit, pumped, consolidated, and then you really pumped at the end there. Same thing over here. You really pumped at the end over here, consolidated for a little bit, and then your biggest moves were at the end. So I do expect that as this move builds, we will get bigger and bigger moves and likely take us higher. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's focus on the short-term stuff. Okay, the 1 hour time frame here. Looking at this, we're at 304 right now. The RSI has broken out of its uptrend. Okay, we had higher lows here, and we've broken out of that. We are at the 50, which is nice to find support, but you're finding support, but you're not supporting, right? You're not going anywhere. You're just kind of relaxing. Oh, no. Oh, God, I forgot something. Hold on. Let me just see. No, we're good. We're good. Okay, we're all good. My buddy didn't hit me up. That's okay. I need to give him a call after this. I'm picking up a holiday ham. I got a buddy who's got some pigs. I'm picking up a holiday ham, and I was supposed to pick it up already, but he hasn't called me, so it's not a big deal. That's my daughter. She doesn't even know what I'm laughing at. She hears me laughing, so she's laughing. You are silly. Yeah, I love you. I love you. You're adorable. She said I love you, but very quiet. It just sounds like I'm saying I love you to nothing in the dark. Anyways, stochastics are bearish. MACD is bullish overall. So is the RSI, but there's some bearish implications here, you guys. I do think that we come back down. If you're counting on this to find support, I think your chances would have been better back here, but you just didn't do it, right? You had the chance to find support at the 50. You moved up. You had the wick and everything, and then you came back down. I think this is an implication that we go lower. If we take this from a low here to a high there, the expectation is, undoubtedly, that we go to the golden ratio. If not, the 786, 886 zone. I am not considering lower prices at this point. I do think this is the low, but anything can happen. So something at 0003867 to 0003488, it looks like. Yes, somewhere in this range, that's where you're going to find support. And if I had to guess, I would think most likely it's going to be somewhere between 0036 to 0038. You probably do go just below the golden ratio. But TOSHI does like to find direct support at its golden ratio sometimes. So we'll see. Lower though. I'm very confident that we go lower. A lot of volume on the upside, not a whole lot of volume on the downside. So that's nice to see, right? Definitely some acquisition going on here, accumulation going on. 4 hour time frame, positive look here on the RSI, nice to see, but you can come down and still maintain this positive look. See, this is what I'm talking about. If you came down to the 40, you still have higher lows and higher highs. You're still in an uptrend on the 4-hour time frame. This is what makes me think you're probably not going to go below this low. Right? We take this low to the high again, the golden ratio zone right here. Let's just take these lows right here. What are we at? That's it's a little bit below the golden ratio zone. It's kind of unorthodox, but maybe that's exactly where we go. I would think we find support just above those lows. We probably do find support between 0.00037 and 0.00038, probably somewhere in between there. But if we go a little bit lower, it's not a big deal. I do not believe we go below this low, and I want to say before we get too much further in this video, if we do go below this low, it's okay. It's likely a slight lower low, and we likely do recover from there. All the upside projections that we're about to get into are still going to happen, even if we go lower. So don't panic sell. If this is not where you panic sold, but this is where you panic sold, that is terrible. That is terrible. It's likely going to be the area that we move up from if we do go below this low. We're either at the low or very near the low, and I'm calling for us to be at the low personally. Stochastics are getting tied up here. Kind of odd, but you've been getting tied up here, so lower. MACD is at the 0, perfect area to find resistance, lower. RSI just rejected the overbought zone. You look bullish right now, but you can still come down and maintain that bullishness, lower. It's on the wall. The writing is on the wall, my friends. Very big wick to the upside. And again, what I'm calling for when I say lower, I don't mean lower than this low. I just mean lower than this price, which really effectively is exactly what we were talking about at the beginning, is that something like this, right? That's probably what we're going to see. And maybe it lasts for a week like this did. Maybe it lasts for 2 weeks. Maybe it's only a few days that we consolidate. I don't know. But I would assume either by the end of this next week, which if it's the 23rd now, tomorrow's the 24th, by the end of the month, we'd be back above this high. And potentially even pressing for prices that are above 306, okay, by the end of the month. If not, we will likely be range bound going into the end of the month. And I'm drawing it up here. Maybe it should be more like down here. And then next month we will pump higher and see a standard retracement of this. Okay, looking at the daily time frame, we do have bullish divergence. Wow. I feel dumb. I'm not dumb. I just feel dumb. I feel like I missed out on a coin that we focus on all the time. This is very beautiful bullish divergence on the daily time frame. No wonder you had such a significant pop here. No wonder. You had bullish divergence on your stochastics. Very beautiful bullish divergence on your daily MACD and bullish divergence on your RSI. Yeah, the signals were there. So as we continue in this video, I'm only more confident now that this is the low. I really do believe that's the low. And I stand by it. If it's not, slightly lower low, whatever. But it won't be dramatic. Probably. Hopefully. That's a good look. That is a really good look. This tells me there's more to go. So I'm very confident whenever I take this fib from a high. Should we take that high? Let's use the TOSHI 3 chart and just see what if there was a wick there or not. There is still a wick there. Okay, so we'll take this high, put it at this low. My assumption is that from here we effectively will be moving up to the golden ratio zone probably in a very short amount of time. I mean, the thought, I just want to be clear because something has changed. The thought that we had that maybe we consolidate for a week, it could still happen and then we move up. Maybe that's exactly what happens. But with this bullish divergence on the MACD, I mean, really on every indicator that we're seeing, on the MACD, the stochastics, and the RSI, maybe we don't consolidate for as long as I thought. Perhaps we are by the end of the month of November all the way up at 3072. Perhaps we are. If not, I would expect very early December that we're up here. Okay? Very early December, if not the ass end of this month, like literally the ass end of this month. Very beginning of December, ass end of this month, will be up here, consolidate back, probably toward the middle of December, and then going into the end of December, going into Christmas, we should be rallying. Either by the end of December, we'll either be at 3088 to 201 by the end of December, or higher. TOSHI has been consolidating for a long time beneath this level here. When we break above 3085 on a weekly closing basis, that pressure is going to release and we could just skyrocket. I mean, by the end of the year, we really could be back at 2016 to 2024. I doubt that we're above there by the end of the year. And then going into January, February, March, we'll climb higher. the expectation to go to about half a cent or higher, like that target area from, I think it was 0.00, what is it? Let's actually see. 0.0045 to 0.01 is still on the table. This ultimately, when we do break out of the zone, this is ultimately the target area that I'm assuming we go to. Something between half a cent and 1 cent. But as far as when will that happen, when will we be there, it's probably not going to be by the end of this year. Unfortunately, it will probably be somewhere between January or February, would be my guess. That's my guess. Anyways, I don't have anything else that I want to say. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. Weekly time frame looks great. The MACD is right at an area to find support. I mean, you literally found support at these same areas. Look at this. The histogram is like the same low, and the oscillators are at the same price you were, or same reading you were last time when you were at this low here. Very significant low. We're really just waiting for a break of this area right here. Once you get above 3085, it's game on. The only thing that you should be thinking about once we see 3085 or higher on a weekly closing basis, the only thing that you should be thinking about is half a cent to 1 cent. And if I'm wrong, then maybe higher, but at least somewhere in this zone. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one, okay? Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.